Hey everybody, Professor Doom here. I'm going to show you guys some very interesting numerology things when it comes to the year 2023 and all of the cycles that I talked about in this video, the 11-year cycle. We're going to look back over that again because I want to share with you another cycle I found, and it has to do with the number 9. Isn't it interesting that the numbers that are important to them are 9, 11? And we know this because they even created the emergency phone number 911 after their very important numerological numbers 9 and 11. But there also is another number that's very important to them too, is the number 7. And we're going to see how that ties in to the 9-year cycle as well. But before we get into this, I want to welcome all of the new people who have found this channel and found us here. I encourage you to comment in the comment section because I do indeed interact with all of you here. I'm not one of those people that just ignores people in the comment section. I don't do that. I enjoy your guys' company. I enjoy talking to you all. And another thing, too, is I want to remind everybody that if you've just found this channel, I do have 2 other channels that I hope that you'll come join me on, especially because of all of the censorship. If I get a strike on this channel, then I move my videos to another channel, so on and so forth, until those strikes disappear, or until at least one of them does. And as a matter of fact, on my very main channel, Professor Doom 1, I now have 2 strikes. And I will not be able to post until 3 more days. So I'm 11 days on the second strike. So 3 days pass and I'll be able to upload again. But of course, I will not be uploading controversial videos on that channel until one of those strikes disappears. Okay, so the other channel that I will tell you about is Rebel Space Yes 23. Rebel Yes 23. So now, to show you all about this 9-year cycle and how the number 7 seems to be somehow encompassed in this 9-year cycle, I'm going to show you. And the reason why that is so interesting about how the number 7 fits into a 9-year cycle, well, I want to remind my good friend, I want to remind you all that my good friend Montegraph, he put up a video, and I want to thank Montegraph for telling everybody about me and about my videos. And I really want to thank you for that. Happy birthday, sir. And also, there was something that Monograph said that should catch everybody's interest. So, is everybody familiar with the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar? Okay, so you already know that Pope Gregory switched us from a Julian calendar, which had all of the months correct. September was the 7th month. October was the 8th month, November was the 9th month, December was the 10th month. And we know this to be true because the numbers decimal, or decameter is the number 10, decimal point to the 10th place, right? It's 10. And nova or novum is the number 9, Latin. And the number 8, octo, octopus, octagon, all of those is the number 8, associated with the number 8. So the number 7 is septum, or septa, or what has he got, a septagram, or whatever, a septagon, or whatever the heck. Is a 7-sided, and that's how we know that the word September is associated with the number 7. But all of the names remain the same. And then the Gregorian calendar came along and it switched the number associated with it, which was interesting because now the month of September becomes the number 9, the 9th month. So I'm going to show you, because of what Monty said, it struck like a neuron in my mind that took me back to a very interesting speech that took place in 2000 2014. And we're going to take a look at the numerology aspect of all that. And we're going to see if indeed there is a 9-year cycle to go along with the 11-year cycle. And what's interesting is the 9-year cycle that I found takes us smack dab again right into the year 2023. 9/11/23. Whether it be a cycle, whether it be the day, whether it be the year, I'm going to show you how it all works. So in case you were unfamiliar with this video that I did right here, let us take a look at what I pointed out right here, because this is very important to the speech that I'm going to show you that took place in 2014. Let's see. Or not. Did he put in here evidence that there was going to be something happening, something that they know is going to happen with this 11-year cycle? Let's take a look. And as you will see, right here, I want you to take a look at on the left-hand side, you're going to see a yin and a yang symbol. Obviously, Chinese. And does anybody know what the Chinese animal or the animal for the Chinese calendar is for the year 2023? Well, it happens to be the year of the rabbit. And if you'll look right behind this little young girl's head, and you're going to see the light right on the rabbit itself. Okay. We are going to listen to a numerology speech by Christian Lagarde once again, and then I'm going to go over it with you and explain to you all how the 9-year cycle in her speech works. And of course, the magic number 7. Let's listen once again.
Predecessor would sit down, and clearly I failed. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me with you. I would like to thank the National Press Club and especially President Angela Grilling-Keane for not only inviting me to this prestigious venue, but essentially presenting the outline of what I want to talk to you about now. So it's as if we had prepared that together, which we have not. Now let me first of all, of course, begin by wishing you all a Happy New Year. I guess it's still time to do that, given that we are just exactly halfway through between our Western New Year and the Lunar New Year, which will loom in a few weeks' time. I think it's also appropriate to wish ourselves a Happy New Year, given what I would like to talk to you about, which has to do with the global economy and what we should expect for 2014. Now I'm going to test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7. Okay? Most of you will know that 7 is quite a number in all sorts of themes, religions, and I'm sure that you can compress numbers as well. So, if we think about 2014, all right, I'm just giving you 2014, you drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7. Okay, that's just by way of example, and we're going to carry on. So 2014 will be a milestone and hopefully a magic year in many respects. It will mark the 100th anniversary of the First World War back in 1914. It will mark the 70th anniversary, drop the 0, 7, of the Bretton Woods Conference that actually gave birth to the IMF. And it will be the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. 25th. Okay.
So as you can see, she talked about compressing numbers, and she also talked about 14, 2 times 7, the number 7. And you see how the number 7 is very prevalent and important that she's trying to convey. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the details. I've already made videos on this speech years and years ago about the secret message that she was putting into this video and who it was for, and it wasn't for us. She goes on to talk about the horizon, and we know about the horizon behind the all-seeing eye. So she's definitely telling a message in here. But what we're going to do is we're going to analyze the numerology and the number 7 that she's talking about. So it is obvious that she used the year to give this speech and was looking at the numerology, or as like she said, she said at the beginning, I do what I'm told. So let's take a look at the year 2014. You can compress it and you can times 7. 2 times 7 equals 14, so you get the number 7. But you can also compress it. 4 plus 1 plus 2, drop the 0, you have 7. She also showed you it's about compressing numbers because she said 25. 22, 25. So 2 plus 5 equals 7. So she was reinforcing how important the number 7 is. So now, how could this possibly have some kind of 9-year cycle associated with what she's talking about? Okay. So think about all of the numbers of the years that you could add up to come up with the number 7 again. Well, obviously, you can't do it with 2, 1, and 5 with the year 2015. You can't do it with 2016 or 17 or 18 or 19. Guess when the next time you can do it? 2023 for the 11-year cycle and the 9-year cycle. But that's 9 years after the speech. But do you want to know what's interesting that took place 9 years that equals up the number 7? 9 years before her speech of 2014. That would make it 2005. 9 years earlier than 2014 was 2005. 2. Drop the 2 zeros plus 5 equals 7. And what do you have? 2005 is when Hurricane Katrina happened. That happened to the United States, didn't it? Now, we can't go back beyond that because obviously the year 1900s, you're not going to very well come up with a number 7 in there, are you? Well, so I want you to take a look at that, okay? So 2005, 9 years later, you have a very enigmatic number 7 speech. And in that speech, 9 years later after that would put us right directly in 2023. So obviously the numbers and the years are very important. So if the number 7 is so important to them, then obviously the year 2023, because it equals up to 7, has to be important because she even says that that number is important in many themes in religions. Well, so are the numbers 9 and 11. So as you can see, yes, indeed, the number 7 can fit into the whole scheme of the 9-year cycle on top of the 11-year cycle that I've already presented. But do you know what's interesting? What's so interesting about the number 7 as you apply it to the month of September? As Montegraph pointed out, September was the actual true name of the 7th month of the Julian calendar. So if you look at what they're actually trying to tell us, not only what Hierophant showed us, but what the 11-year cycle leads to, 2023, and isn't it interesting that by her speech alone, we are able to guide the 9-year cycle right into 2023. It's the only year that it fits. The 11-year cycle, 2023, is the only year it fits. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? And now, I lost you guys here. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Damn it. let us listen to the rest of just part of the speech right here, because actually the speech is longer. It's about 7, almost 8 minutes long, but I got the condensed version here for you, and I want you to listen to what she talks about the deep freeze and what she talks about about the horizon. Just listen, and you could tell that this definitely was a coded message to a certain group of people. And if you think about this for a moment. If you think that there's no such thing as that, that's not even a possibility, I want you to think about the Switzerland Goddard Tunnel ceremony, how all kinds of secret elite people were there, and you did not have to hear them ask, "What the fuck am I watching?" You know why they didn't have to ask what the hell they were watching? Because these people are already in the know. They knew exactly what was being shown to them. They knew exactly what they were being told. She gave this speech because she was communicating with a certain group of people out there who knew exactly what she was talking about when she talked about the inflation genie out of the bottle, which happens to be none other than the god Abraxas. I already proven this in other videos. And also about the deep freeze and the all-seeing eye with the, well, she doesn't say the all-seeing eye, but she does say the horizon. Let's listen.
25th. It will also mark the 7th anniversary of the financial market jitters that quickly turned into the greatest global economic calamity since the Great Depression. The crisis still lingers. Yet, optimism is in the air. We've left the deep freeze behind us, and the horizon looks just a bit brighter. So my hope and my wish for 2014 is that after those 7 miserable years...
Yeah. So to me, this coded message had obviously something to do with the sun god. I've already pointed out who exactly that is. I have videos on this very topic. You guys can, I encourage you to peruse some of my videos about Moloch, about the ancient gods. They're all in there. And I point out who all the gods are all the way down the line. And so does everybody understand the significance of what I am sharing here in this video? If there indeed is an 11-year cycle, and that 11-year cycle puts us at 9/11/2023, and if there is indeed a 9-year cycle, and somehow the 9-year cycle works to take us right into 2023, and all of the freaking codes that we have deciphered in movies, commercials, cartoons, music videos, they have been showing us 9/23 for the longest. They've been showing us 9/11/23 for the longest. And these 9 and 11-year cycles just go to prove my point that September is going to be a very, very crazy month. Thanks, everybody.